Hey, what's up guys? It's Ethan. Welcome back to another week on Paperboys. This week we are talking about medically transitioning and the precautions that you need to take. Okay, so I personally have not yet started to medically transition, although I am currently going through the various different initial appointments to get access to hormones. So hopefully it will start soon for me. But that said, there are a few thoughts I have about precautions to take before starting to medically transition. Medically transitioning for you might just mean you need some hormones, or it might mean all the way up to you want several different surgeries and anywhere in between. For me right now, my immediate focus is on accessing hormones. I desperately want to start testosterone, and shortly followed by I desperately want top surgery. But I want to give it at least a year on hormones and other things first. I'll come back to that in a minute. So first up, my step one, if you like, is I want to start hormones. But I have been thinking about it a lot and researching it all. Precautions around hormones aren't just in safe practice in how to administer them and when you're actually on them, but in the run up to it, it's really worth researching into the different types. For me, I feel like I would rather be on an injectable form of testosterone than the gel that you rub on your skin. Now, I'm not saying that I think one is more effective than the other, but for me, I have really quite sensitive skin, so I'm worried that like the alcohol or whatever's in the gel as well as the testosterone might irritate my skin, and that's just not going to be good for anybody. So that's why I'm leaning towards the injectable preference. Plus the gel, from what I understand, is daily, and I'm on enough daily things without having to remember to put another one in there. With the injectable ones, because I am currently in limbo between private care and our National Health Service care, I don't actually know what version I would be prescribed. I don't know what the NHS put you on. Looking down private, I've been comparing Sustanon and Libido, and the only difference that I can see that is of real interest to me is the price, prescription wise. So a prescription of Libido was like £135, but the prescription of Sustanon is £5. So if I'm going to be starting out privately, I would much rather be on Sustanon, because at least that's affordable. Obviously when I completely move over to the NHS care, it's whatever it'll be, but I'll not be paying for that. Thank you NHS, I love you NHS. So definitely something to think about in terms of hormones is do your research into the different options. You may find that there is one that jumps out as definitely being a better one for you, but equally you may find there's one that jumps out as, oh, this would just really not work for me for whatever reasons, and then talk to your doctors about that, which I haven't done yet, but it is on the to-do list for next week. So as I said, I haven't started hormones yet, but I am hoping that that will come. I was hoping by the end of the month, but I'm slowly beginning to realise that actually I'm rapidly losing that hope, and I don't think it's going to happen. So my goals of a few months on hormone whilst I'm in between years at university, I think is going out the window. So that's where I'm at in my thinking personally for hormones. Then when you start talking about surgical procedures, there's a lot of precautions to take because there's a lot more involved in that. There's the potential risks. Lower surgery I'm not even going to go into because I've done very, very little research into it from my own perspective. In terms of top surgery, compare different surgeons if you have the option to do so. I think it's really important that you know what your options are and you see what types of results and procedures have been offered by those surgeons so you can go with who you feel is the best fit for you. Now for me, I think I only have one choice of a surgeon, which is not ideal. But there are other ones in the country they're all in England, none of them are in Scotland, so yay travel. There are other surgeons further down in England who also offer it on the NHS. So what I don't know is if it's possible to go to your doctor and say, look, I know we would normally use this surgeon, but I would rather go to this surgeon because they use a different procedure. I don't know. Think about it. Do your research. That is just the biggest advice I can give you. Because if you do your research, you know what your options are, and then when you sit and talk to your doctor, your specialist, your therapist, whoever's in charge of ticking the box that says yes, you can have whatever, you're having an informed discussion. You don't want to just be sitting there and them say blah 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 is what happens, and you're like, yep, right, cool. But actually there's maybe 3 other options, it's not the one they usually use, or it's maybe not the easiest option, or whatever. Find out what is the best option for you. I can't really offer you much more than that because that's really as far as I have got so far. Shameless plug though, if you're interested in seeing how things develop, I do have my own channel and social media, which is all linked down below. Feel free to follow me and then you can be nosy and see how my own personal journey develops and grows and what choices I make and reasons for making them and all good such things. So that's this week's topic. If you've got any thoughts, please comment them down below. I would love to have a wee bit of discussion going. Sorry this video is a couple days late. Things are really hectic in my life right now. But I'm just about all caught up and I will definitely be back on track, and I'll see you next Monday. Okay, bye.